Right, so all I was doing was opening up. So clearly, guys, if you want to play along at home, what we've got now is all of. So from the last session, uh, we set up this. So after that session, I did a write up just in terms of where you find everything. So clearly, we're using Whereby. We've got a Dropbox that's shared, and then I was just starting to open, which is probably what I would have done with Chris, is to get him. So I was just up to, let's go Instagram next, and I'll open them all up from my end. And let's maybe today's session, a lot of it we could do from my end, if given I'm going to be kind of ultimately
Managing it.
posting and that sort of thing anyway.
Yeah.
So I better get out of this profile and get out of and get into, even for now, if I actually, I probably can log straight into this one. That's probably makes the most sense. So what is our login for that one? Sorry, here we are, destination Beaufort. Yeah, and it's okay. That all looks good. And so fingers crossed that logs in. Yeah, so we can save that info in there. Look at that, I can get in across there to our profile. So yeah, so that was newly created. We haven't had that previously, had we? So I think that was
No,
maybe
that
the
was
thing.
new.
Yep. So that was new. Let's go Twitter. Do the same thing. And we better give that a follow. But it looks like I need to sign in, so I'll switch accounts. Did I? I think I'm probably going to have to log out of one of these other ones to be able to sign into this one. So I'll just do that. Okay, and then same thing. Okay, so our Twitter is destination 3373. Next, and it's the same password here. And we'll log in. Okay, so that's that. Don't need that. And we're there. And what else have we got? Then our Google business was all fine, I think. So, and we haven't updated. I've seen you've been loading the plenty of the new videos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One am I missing? So there's YouTube. What do we got? So I've called that a duplicate, but that's our actual channel now. We're going with, isn't it, Rochelle? So this one, which I guess once I go in, you'll say yes. What's this one? So um, so videos looks like it's all the, yeah. Does that look like the right one? Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry, the dog was here, so
Oh
I.
yeah. In actual fact, and for me to get through these different accounts, if I go settings, add or manage channels, swap my account. Um, yeah. And so, um, and that's our destination Beaufort channel. Yep.
Yep, that's
And
it.
so it's the one with the at. So, actual fact, what I
That's
might,
right.
so rather than calling this, let's just edit the way this reads, because this is our actual channel now. Um, well, just rather than calling let's go new. And this is the one you'd actually integrate with everything else. So this old, okay. Um, did we do this? So a from a published perspective, I'll do that outside of the session. So one of the things we weren't, so we created this. So probably right. What haven't I got open? So Instagram, Facebook. There's something missing. 1, 2, 3, 4,
LinkedIn.
5, 6. Actually, no, there's not. LinkedIn is over here. Yep, got it.
Oh,
They're
okay.
they're all open. Um, clearly, so what we so yeah, so in here, okay, so new pages experience, so that's all there, and then this is linked to the business for Beaufort, which I reckon was the one that was created. That so that's sitting under business for Beaufort, which I reckon we created because it's got the logo there. So
Yeah, we did.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
that
pretty
must
sure
be
we
us,
created that.
right?
Yep.
So, and if that's the case, it must be that we're in there as well. So let's go back. The interesting thing is that I made a note that we've added that. Oh yeah, that's what we've said. Business info in there. Chris created unable to add people or IG. So that's the issue at the moment. Is though it's been created,
Yeah.
but not. But
I don't know if he's added anyone to
no, well,
his.
he wasn't able to. Remember, there was an issue. I don't know whether it was
Okay.
an issue. So look, there's two. Maybe there's two options in here. Is like maybe, particularly given Chris not being here today at the
Yeah.
moment, and
He
if
should come on soon,
yeah,
hopefully.
even if he's unwell, it's probably while we wait because there's a couple of options. Firstly, is if we experience continues at least what seems to be able to be here. See how, which is unusual, right? But
Yeah.
this is saying remove from business account, right? And
Okay.
if we have an issue at the moment where we uh, can't easily create it into the business account with Chris, we
Mm.
might be better off removing it from that business account and
Okay.
then seeing if we can't recreate it where we don't have issues. So
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So I don't know what the issue was. Um,
He did load up his ID, so that was one of the things that he did last or whenever. Like I spoke to him not long ago because I was trying to figure out what could be causing the issues.
yep.
And he had to load up his, you know, authenticate himself. So I
Yep.
don't know if you remember well, I'd had to do it many years ago where we had to authenticate ourselves as a
Okay.
human being. And we had
Yeah.
to submit our part, some sort of ID. This was
Oh,
ages
really?
ago.
Okay.
I did that long time ago. It was a big issue because everyone in my um, video community was saying, "Why do we have to do this?" And it's like, well, if you don't do it, you can't do this.
Oh,
So,
really? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, as I said, I'm not sure. Anyway, once he's on, we'll have a look. It looks
yeah,
as I said, the good news is just the only yeah. So it's kind of interesting because, as I said, if because the other lady should be on. Who was the other lady you said can
Tammy,
post?
she
Tammy.
is.
So there she is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So Tammy clearly has that capacity, but it's clearly owned by realistically owned by Business for Beaufort, not by
yeah,
on that
yeah.
basis. Then so as I said, I don't think we're going to have any issues, but let's wait till so let's do some other things.
Sure.
So what so as I said, that's the only really issue I think that we had from last time. Today, what the intent would be once Chris jumps on, the first thing we'll do, particularly if he's not feeling super, is
Mm.
that we'll make sure that our business manager and our Facebook ads manager, which is also where it sits,
Yep.
is set up the way that we want it to be set up. And we'll look at creating a pixel code that can go behind website, and we'll look at creating a saved audience around who we're wanting to get our promotions to, right? So that'll
Yep.
be the Facebook ad side of things,
Yep.
which is on which was part of this checklist, right? So what we
Yep.
can what we can sort of make a little bit of a start with, and I'll just talk to you about, is our B2B type connection. But anyway, business ads manager is down here in this other initial checklist that we had just in Basecamp, just where you can find that, just so you know, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
um, so, um, with this, Rochelle, but clearly what we're trying to do here ultimately is increase opportunities for Destination Beaufort. In other words,
Yep.
we're really, in this case, slightly different from, we're not promoting a business per se, we're promoting a destination. So really, it is a campaign.
Yep.
Ultimately,
Yep.
it's about getting more people to know about Beaufort and why we want to go along there. Having said that, we sort of treat it along the same lines of how do we do that? There's a couple of things. Advertising is one way, but the other way is getting the attention of people. So the way we connect with others. So this little part here is often the kind of the client homework to a degree, right, around connecting. Yeah, and it's usually pretty easy stuff. And there is stuff that, one of the things is it's good for with yourselves, because realistically, there's a lot of the work's already been done, particularly around the Facebook page, where all the people that are kind of already on it. If I go back to Facebook, we already got a really strong following, so that in itself is not probably is as important around the Destination Beaufort Facebook page. But it is going to be more important around the Instagram and Twitter, for instance, where we haven't. It doesn't mean that we need to go and connect for the connect and connect and connect, but
Yep.
there is an opportunity just to keep connecting over time, so that we build the following, so it starts to resemble what we'd like, in the hundreds, rather than where we are at the moment, where it's very small. But yeah, the first thing that I just let people know is around how we do that in here. So here you can see with a page that's only just been created and where it's got no following, the numbers are really low. So it's probably very small over here for you, but it's saying, there's been no search appearances in the last 7 days,
Yep.
and there's only been 4 unique visitors, which is probably me and you and people that are associated with it.
Yep.
As soon as people start following this page, LinkedIn's organic algorithm is actually much, much better than Facebook's.
Okay.
So once we've created this, and once we get, tens and, into the 100 of people following,
Yep.
the search numbers start to become quite high, particularly when we start posting those videos and I'm liking it and people
Yep.
from Beaufort are liking it, that are professional people, may be part of Beaufort,
Yep.
and particularly part of uh, the business for Beaufort community. So what
Yep.
the opportunity here is, so straight away,
So
you,
is that our page?
this is our page. Yep.
Page.
So
Okay.
this
Yep.
is our Destination Beaufort page, right? So
Yep.
straight away, I can go in here. We get 250 collective invites that we can use, right? So
Okay.
straight away, I'll find you, make sure that you're on it.
It should be. Hopefully. Oh
You'll
yeah.
you'll be on here, yeah. But and then I'll invite you. Similarly with
I
Dean,
see.
if you
Yep.
haven't done already.
Yep.
I've got a blank. Dean surname Rochelle.
Oh, sorry, Boris.
Of course, it's terrible. All right, that's very bad. All right, who else? There's probably others. Oh,
Just
well,
see if I'm there, Steve.
the
When
only
you get
thing
there,
is you and I not being connected. Maybe Greg. That's
uh,
possibly that'll
Greg
be the only issue. So yeah, if we're
uh,
not connected, I can't do it. But anyway, that's the opportunity. So what? Actually, in fact, we don't need to do that. One of the things. So what was the lady's name here? Right,
Tammy
Tammy. What was?
Nugent. I
Have you got her
Nugent
surname
Smith.
up?
hardly any of the council staff are on LinkedIn,
Tammy
like,
Nugent Smith.
because I did a search.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tammy Nugent.
like
Okay, let's
Nugent
see if we can find.
Smith.
Okay,
Smith.
Okay, you reckon
No,
Nugent Smith? It's all yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
Smith. Yeah.
okay, yeah. She's
Um,
not coming up as okay. So let's do another thing. So it's interesting. So what is the council?
Pyrenees.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Michelle and Steve. Sorry,
It's all good.
We've
I
heard you've been struck
Man
down,
flu.
yeah, run down.
man
In the
flu's
mornings, I
okay.
just get into coughing fits, and I'm just no good. So I might just mute and walk away every now and again if I get coughing because I just can't
No,
control.
that's absolutely. We're going to we'll what we'll try and do is just do the one little bit where it's really important. Where if we can do a couple of things with you, and then hopefully the rest of it you can just observe. I think as much as anything,
Great.
Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
And so we'll just finish off this little bit, but just remind me, Pyrenees. How do I spell Pyrenees? I should know that again.
Pyrenees.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pyre.
There it is. It's
Yeah, that's
down.
right. That's right.
It's
Oh,
down
yeah.
the fourth one or something, fifth one.
Oh, okay. Pyrenees Shire Council. Perfect. Okay.
That's it.
Yep. So I'm going to follow that. 2 people from my school worked here. There you go. And so one of the things, so we got people here. One of the things that I'd encourage yourselves to do, and it sounds like Rochelle, you've already gone to do this.
I didn't do it for them, but I was just having a bit of a browse to see which staff are actually on there.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of staff.
Okay. It's interesting who of my followers are already okay. So others maybe have had. So people. I'm trying to find. So business economic development people are usually the one, or if even if
She's left.
see, oh, she has. Oh, that's not. There you go.
I don't know who's taken over her role yet. It hasn't. Well, we don't know yet. See, a lot of people are not. Melissa Diamond is one of the people.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'd suggest
yeah,
she's
yeah.
completely not using it, so we
Yeah,
probably
no,
wouldn't work.
that's why I thought.
What about
there's
this
not.
lady, Kathy Bramwell? She's still
Yeah, she's the director of corporate and community services. She's pretty handy.
okay. So I'm going to do a connect. So this is what I encourage, and a little template, right? So what's her name is Hi Kathy. Hi
Yep.
Kathy. By way of 99%, if you actually write hi Kathy, you'd be good to connect. We'll actually connect with you if they're using LinkedIn. But I would just say hi Kathy. I'm doing some work with the good folk. Oh no, probably I shouldn't be too overly familiar with
Business for
the
Beaufort.
business for Beaufort committee. Or we just maybe with
Yeah, perhaps not just the good folk.
yeah, no, I'm going to say
Oh,
with
the
so I'm
upper
just going,
class.
I'm doing some work with business for both it to assist the destination Beaufort campaign.
Yep.
A full stop, probably. It would be good to connect. Right, and I'm a kind regards kind of guy. Here we go, kind regards. And because I may do that for a few others, I'll just copy that. And so, given we're using this off my screen today, so this is it. You guys would have. I don't probably need to tell you this. I'm going to do it off the planning session, but I often tell others to just, with whatever their standard one looks like. The main thing to remember here, if you're going to be connecting, and it's worth connecting with locals, and particularly locals that are involved in, just being mindful that some people aren't going to be using it, but then, so the intent of doing that is once people like Kathy are connected, then we can invite them to follow the company page. And I was just explaining before you came on, Chris, is that LinkedIn's algorithm and is far more generous than Facebook and other algorithms. So in actual fact, and often it's the business and professional people in the community that are likely to be on it, right? And particularly in the in the region as well. So is this guy still Jim Nolan, still the CEO?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. We'll connect with him as well.
For the time being.
Oh, really? Is he any good? Well, the thing about local government, having been involved myself, is they often go just to where the next best opportunity might lie. But anyway, we'll say the same to Jim. Hi, Jim.
Yeah.
Where else we got? Communications officer, she'd be a good one. Rebecca, have you come across her? Rebecca Stewart?
No, we haven't, but she should be. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Ray Davies.
We got Ray. Ray does look like he'd be good, but the only issue would be is I don't think he's using LinkedIn, but I'll send it to him.
Okay. Yep.
It looks like often, particularly. So if somebody like Ray was to come at me and asked me to connect, and I saw a shadowy figure like that, I probably wouldn't connect because I'm kind of I'd be concerned of how they may or may not be using it. But anyway, given you've credited him, I'll go with it.
Yep. Is Alana in amongst these?
Even ones like customer service representatives, Brianna, and I see she's a second. So I just understanding connections. So she's a second connection, which means I must already have existing connections, and it might be someone like Rochelle, for instance, which makes her a second connection to me. So somebody that's already in my connections that's connected to Brianna, that makes her a second connection rather than somebody like Ray, who's probably not using it, but he's a third connection because there's no one in my connections that's currently connected to Ray. But again, we'll do one to Brianna because she just may well be a good fan and a good ally for us. Yeah. And Neil Povey. And so realistically, that's probably enough for me to do personally. It's probably something and Chris, I think we did made you look $1 million last time. So realistically, you're now well suited, particularly, albeit that you're about to take, I believe, 10 weeks holidays. But yeah, so realistically, clearly the people that are driving this, like yourselves, I request to connect and then let them know more about Destination Beaufort and what you're doing is going to be a lot stronger than when it's a city slicker like me.
So Steve, when we set up LinkedIn, we didn't set up Chris Johnston. We set up.
That's right. We did it as the
as the
that's
business.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, we can change that, I guess, to the name.
Yeah, no, I think you did that for a reason, didn't you? Your thinking behind but yeah. So my sense is, that's right. We did it as the president, so that person can be. Yeah, that's right. So, and that's not a bad idea. The only thing with that is to make sure that so your individual profiles. So if I copy that, your individual profiles. Just make sure that your individual profiles are as good as are complete in the same way as this one is, right? So but you're quite right, Rochelle, given that Chris could actually go in as this one here and just Chris, when you were doing it, and that would be a good way of them building those connections, you would but I would say, hi, it's Chris here. Kind regards, Chris at the end of those, right? And if there's other, and at the moment you're the one that's using that, and really, in this case, clearly that's going to be a very strong way of building. But particularly for those invites, though, just make sure you say it's Chris, and that way,
absolutely,
that way it'll be good. Yeah, so that's right. That makes sense. Yeah, so that's kind of the opportunity. Rochelle, it's only Chris that can go in there as that person at the moment, though, right?
Don't we? I mean, we can log in because I think the login details are in Basecamp, if I'm correct.
Oh, maybe the way it was set it up. Oh, yeah, we did. I think you used it the same as maybe Chris. used it the same as what he used for a couple of other things. So it's possibly that.
Yes.
But I think what we probably the best bet, Rochelle, is it doesn't. It probably makes most sense for Chris to be using that profile.
Yeah.
And we use our individual profiles otherwise, because really, as you've seen there, Rochelle, you could be writing exactly the same message or a very similar message to what I
Yeah.
wrote, in terms of, and straight away, in actual fact, because it's got our photos and that sort of stuff, they're just as likely and potentially even more likely to connect. And then if we invite them in to follow it, right? So
Yeah.
So yeah,
Because we've
that's
already got I guess we've been on there for a while, so
Yeah.
we're not not new as such.
no, that's right. And so, so that that one there is so where if we go back to our business profile again, which is probably let's just put it in.
It's up the far left, isn't it?
Go ahead. I just went by the link before. Yep, destination. Oh, did I spell that right? No, I didn't. Interesting, because the president's more searchable than the
Page.
Let's go to. So I'll do it that way. Then I'll go to the president, and then click on here. That's how it gets us to it. So so what I was showing before. So when you come in as that admin of the page, Chris, just kind of what the homework is, if you like, is you can invite connections. Now, the issue for Chris at the moment is the president's only got 4 connections. So the process has to be kind of, in the first step is actually to build the connection. So in other words, go and connect with people that are relevant in the community. Now, as Rochelle pointed out, it may well not be that easy to find all the ones that are actually active and on. But the council's a good start, and then clearly, if there's any other, people in the association, you've got their names and all that sort of stuff. You could clearly look at their names and just go through that list and see if they're on. Realistically, that would be the thing, I imagine. Yeah.
I guess what we could probably do over time is there's a Beaufort community group, is to encourage people to follow on LinkedIn if they're on LinkedIn, and Instagram, and I mean, I don't even use Twitter.
All the links that we've got. So I guess that was kind of the suggestion around when we did this write up, is that you would put the company link on, you would put the Facebook page clearly linked. You'll think it's already there. The Instagram link, the Twitter link, and the map, and the YouTube channel. So you'd put all of those, or the YouTube channel here, you'd put all of those 6 links on the website. And as you said, those 6 links could also be, often people will put them behind iconed on email flyers, and or simply just list them. So if you're putting out an email, clearly, I always suggest to people, even on, have I got something handy? Remind people, on anything that you're doing, even if you've got flyers and things, you can put, find us and connect with us, on so even on your paper-based stuff, and often, people know that, you could do / destination Beaufort, because that's pretty much what it's called on everything. But people know that they can search for you on all of those socials as well, right? So, and or one of them's your map anyway. But the reality is, find us on, find and connect with us on. That's what you could be saying on all of those 6 things. Now, YouTube is a particularly interesting one, because YouTube, effectively in the destination Beaufort scenario, is realistically becomes almost the main content provider, right? It's not unlike most instances where the website is, but in many ways, it's actually now going to be the YouTube channel. Yeah, albeit that we'll go through a process of loading those natively to the social media channels as well, right?
Yep.
But as I said, we want to try and make it so everything works and talks and is integrated with each other. Yeah,
Yep.
that makes
So
sense.
one of the goals that we're trying to do, so we've just applied for a grant
Yeah,
through for a flood recovery grant, so that we can get our website. One of the parts of it, anyway, is to fund a redevelopment of the website, so that Greg isn't going to do all of the work. So we want to get one of the
sure.
professionals that are currently working with Greg.
Yep,
Um,
to help around
to
that stuff.
yeah, and
Yep,
get more of the local businesses on there.
yep,
And so ideally one of the marketing strategies that we're talking about in terms of increasing our membership is that we will also advertise members through the socials
yep,
as well. So some of those videos, as part of the plan, what I was, I guess, envisaging was in part of the scheduled plan is that these particular businesses that we will let you know who they are become part of the advertising plan, which will hopefully be from our website.
yeah, yeah,
So we're aiming to get these people on our website, update their stuff, and then that be part of, so Destination Beaufort, be part of the posts that you
that
put
we
out
do as
to
well. Yeah, yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
You like what you do for myself, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's right. So mostly we're doing sort of 2 and 3 posts. I think we talked about that a
Yeah,
little bit last time. So I think the intent probably. Well, let's talk about that once we get to it. Hey, yeah.
sure.
So
Yep.
because this is the connecting part. So let's just
Yep.
but I hear you. But let's just let's make sure we bring it up again. So around the
Yep.
planning
Yep.
schedule, we're going to talk about that. We're going to make sure we designate almost the last half hour just to that, right? So
Yep. Yep.
um, so the next thing, so that's LinkedIn, and so just understanding. We need to, particularly from the committee side, let's build our connections and invite those connections to follow the company page. Yeah. So the
Yep.
step one, build the connection. Step two, invite those connections to follow the page. Now, Greg, you're on here as well, aren't you? Just make sure. So,
Well,
are you able to? Let's because it's only admins that can actually invite people to
no,
follow the page.
I don't know a lot about
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Is it in a business name or individual name?
So no, it's in an individual. Yeah. So
Okay.
Greg, probably it's not something you have to concern yourself then with at the moment. I think at the moment under settings, it's actually the page admins are probably Rochelle, Chris, and
Yep.
myself. Yeah. So that's okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah. So on that, so yeah, viewers member. We'll make sure I'm following it. Viewers admin. Yeah. So yeah, so what you'll find is when you come into that admin page, Rochelle and Chris, is that you immediately get that capacity to invite. So probably at this early stage, Rochelle, you could immediately be inviting a few people of your
Yep.
connections that you think are relevant. Chris,
So I have to go into the actual page
so
itself?
you'll find if you go on that link, yeah. So if you use the link that's here, so if you right click on that
Yeah, maybe it's to Basecamp.
yeah, in Basecamp, you'll find that it'll immediately take you in as the admin view because you're an admin on it. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, so you'll find that that's what it'll immediately happen. Yeah.
Now, Steve, this is a silly question, but um, I've never looked at LinkedIn very much. But
Yeah.
what do people actually post on LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn is kind of, if you like, professional Facebook. So it's
Okay.
basically career business owner. It's really around. So LinkedIn started as a platform probably 15 years ago. It's almost a rival to Seek. It was like where you put your live CV up. And I can tell you that when I joined LinkedIn, I was hoping someone would tap me on the shoulder and say, "Come work with me at the AFL or whatever." You know, so recruiters initially it was a very much a recruiting type tool. But then marketers realized it was a very, very good opportunity to, well, as I said, individually, it's a very good way to promote our professional credentials and, why we are good at what we do, that sort of thing. But for our business, it's a very good way of, with being able to set up company pages. As I said, if you think of it as a professional version of Facebook. So often people are actually using Facebook the way they should actually use LinkedIn. So realistically, as I said, probably 2010, early 2010s. It's probably the most important tool for anybody that's entering the workforce.
Yeah, so that's one of the workshops I want to try and introduce if we get this whole grant. Is I want to try and create a workshop where I teach people about LinkedIn. So that would be ideal if we get the whole grant.
Yeah, sure. So LinkedIn, is, as I said, it's the best professional network and best, so if someone tomorrow and, said to me I could no longer do any in-person business networking, or for whatever reason, dare I say, there's another pandemic, realistically, LinkedIn is by far and away the next best thing, because I can connect with whoever I want to connect to. As you saw a minute ago, I can sort of say hello to Mary from the council, and then if I want Mary to explain to me what sort of resources are available to me as a local business, then I might tee up a time to have a coffee with Mary, and then I no longer have to sort of do any cold calling or anything along those lines anymore, because Mary and I are already connected. We've already got a slight relationship. Does that make sense? Yeah. But anyway, like you said, Rochelle, it's something that we can, that probably further down the line. Now, in a way, Facebook, we have the same capacity, right? So we can invite people to follow the Facebook page.
I do that
and
already.
as I said, in this case, it's 1.7 followers, so it's not a critical exercise, because clearly we've already got a good following on this Facebook page. I think when it says to invite, I'll have to switch back to my personal, Stephen G profile. So I switch back, and then I can, in many cases, if you're, Greg and Chris have probably been part of the town for a long time, so often it would be potentially appropriate for them to invite all of their friends. For me, that would be kind of spammy. So for me, it would be more looking up, okay, there's a likelihood that Rochelle, I'm assuming, would already say, yeah, so Rochelle she's already probably following the page, so she's not visible for me to further invite. But anyway, I'll invite my co-worker. So we'll do Adrian, for instance, and you can select, and then he gets an invite to see that to invite the Facebook page, right? So does that make sense?
Does that, and so I'm just doing that now. I'm just going through my contacts to send some invites. Does that come through from myself or from?
Yeah, that comes through. Yeah, that's a person-to-person invite.
Okay, that's
and
good.
It'll just show up in their notifications. It'll say Rochelle has invited you to follow this page.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Cool.
So that's that side of things. As I said, that's the best. If you're getting to build a page, in this case, your Facebook page is the only one that really doesn't need building. Everything else does need some building, right? So your Facebook page is going fine.
Okay. Yep.
But what we can also do on Facebook when we go back in as the page, so if I switch back to the page, you can see I'm already liking this page. I switch back into the page, and we want to make sure that we're following some things that are relevant as well, right? So let's see what comes up if we're going both. I've spelled it right this time. Beaufort, Victoria. So I know that I'm acting as Beaufort, right? So I'm going to assume. So I can see we're already following. We're following. Okay, we want to like Beaufort, Victoria. That looks like something competing, maybe slightly, or maybe it was set up a long time ago. We may as well like that, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
We've got Beaufort Community Housing. Well, we may as well. Oh, we're already following that. I can see. We've got Beaufort Fire Brigade. We may as well give that a follow. Ruby and Ray, is that a local business, Rochelle?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, good one. Yeah.
We got Davis Wholesale Meats.
No.
Beaufort Family Practice at Medical.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Both Ryan's IGA Beaufort.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, the intent of this is I follow you, you're probably going to follow me back. That makes sense. And all of a sudden that means we're going to start appearing in your business feed, right? Through
Don't
the
know
gate,
that one.
through the Gate Cafe, which is Smythesdale. It's not you, so
Hmm.
not local.
No.
Rotary Club, Victoria Oaks
Golf and
looks like
Bowls Club.
that's
Beaufort
not being
Golf and
set up.
Bowls Club.
Beaufort Christmas Shop.
Yes.
Yep.
They're members.
Yeah, they don't look like they're using it much, but that's okay. Beaufort Fish and
The
Chips.
golf club.
The golf club up one.
Oh yeah,
That's already liked, isn't it?
no,
Oh no.
yeah, so it's okay. Fish and Chipper
Yeah.
as well. Beaufort Lake. Well, everybody likes the lake, but someone's set
Yeah.
up a page for that. You can, or these ones themselves, there's somebody else probably trying to almost do a destination Beaufort thing, so it may well not be necessary. Beaufort Country Spread.
Uh,
No,
That could be our other
a
group.
Nemesis.
nemesis.
Oh, we don't want to follow the Nemesis.
Art tracks. We can.
Beaufort Cricket Club.
And
We'd want to follow them.
the secondary school would be good, I
Oh
think.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And underneath that, art tracks.
It's already
Yep.
followed.
Oh no, it's no.
It is right.
This one,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. There
Oh,
we
yeah.
go. So
No.
Art Tracks. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the business card, Beaufort Bakery, Country Bakery.
Yep.
Is it?
So it's
We want to
53 Neil
encourage-
Street.
Yep,
Yep.
that's it. Yep.
Yep.
Beaufort District Earthworks.
They're finishing up.
They're finishing up. We can still follow them though, I guess. Beaufort Motel.
Worthwhile. They got a
Oh, yeah, that's Greg's mate.
Greg's mate. Beaufort Town Market.
And actually, he's my mate before he's Greg's mate.
Beaufort Town
that's
Market.
got a, yeah, that hasn't been operational, but
That's
yeah, it's got a-
in recess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, it's got 2.7 followers, so clearly that's
yeah,
the same
definitely
sort of thing. Yeah.
worthwhile.
Yeah.
We've already followed IGA. Looks Beaufort Lake Park Run. That's probably something that happened in.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the Beaufort Hotel up the top too.
Yeah, we've got them. Yeah,
I've got that.
yeah, got that
Yeah,
one.
following. Yeah.
Beaufort Food Pantry. They've got a reasonable following.
Yeah, we
Right.
could do. Yep.
Beaufort Crows supporters. No, that doesn't. We're not going to follow them. They've actually got. That
Yeah.
may well be. I wonder whether that's actually in Adelaide, because I
No.
can't
No,
imagine.
here.
No,
Why
that's a
would there be
football
so
club.
many Beaufort? Oh, there's local. Is it the local team?
It's
Yeah.
a local Beaufort football club.
Beaufort
Don't
Crows.
forget.
Okay, that makes sense. Like I was going to say, why the heck would they follow the Crows? Okay,
Mm.
secondary college. I thought we followed them. Actually, it might be getting to the point where you can get to a point on Facebook where it'll say, "Settle down, Tiger. You followed too much." So I might leave it at that, right? So, but
Yeah.
essentially, when you're in as the profile, you can do that. I think we've probably covered off on quite a bit. At the moment, you're, the old. So, as I said, the best way we can get people following us, you've already got a good following on Facebook, but
Get
is
more
we follow
people on
them. So
there.
then you get
Yeah.
the businesses, and it
Good
seems
idea.
there's actually a good way for you to perhaps to start thinking about actually these guys could be members. Maybe we could be communicating with these people about becoming members. So, so really where the work probably needs to be done is now, as I said, in the new ones that we set up, which was
Insta,
Insta and
LinkedIn.
yeah. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we get a similar scenario when we put in search. I don't know that it doesn't make it quite as easy for us, but what we can do, so the Beaufort Crows, the good news is if they've got a profile, we can follow them, right? And then we can see who they're following and who follows them, right? So actually, let's go see who they're following first, yeah? So they're probably going to follow a lot of footy-related stuff. That's the only thing. But maybe they'll have some local sponsors and that sort of stuff too. I'll go to the bottom. It looks like it's going to be individuals, which aren't necessarily what we want to follow. We want to follow
Businesses or
entities
entities.
rather than individuals. Inventables, I don't suppose there. No, that doesn't
Never
look
heard of
like.
them.
Allure Handmade, Weekend Hassler. Okay, that's no good. What about here? Followers. Actually, let's go to the bottom of this.
Cave Hill, you can.
Cave Hill.
Okay, I'll go a bit slower actually. All right. Balloon Designs. Lake Winduri, how far away is that?
It's in Ballarat.
Yeah, let's follow that. It's okay. Follow. Anything Ballarat related probably doesn't hurt, right?
Martha Haylett, I'd follow her. She's the MP.
Yeah.
Cave Hill Creek.
Yeah.
Cave Hill Creek.
Yep.
TGM Builders is an interesting one. I wonder if it's local.
Yeah.
Springbank. Isabel Grand
Central Highlands Water.
Yeah. Chris Parko, that's a good footy name. Matt McDonald Racing. Is there a racing club nearby? Oh, you said you're on Racing Road, aren't you, Chris?
Racecourse.
Racecourse Road.
Racecourse Road. Yep.
That's probably a bit like the Williamstown Racecourse Road, where it used to be one, right? But not anymore.
Yeah.
Jade Jarvis Photography, is she still around? Do you know?
No,
No.
don't think so.
I think it's a Alana.
Alana. I'll tell you what we'll do, because this one, what we probably can search for, which will make it easier, is the council. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
Pyrenees.
Pyrenees. Oh, now I'm going to be tested again. Pyrenees.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. S.
Shire.
Yeah.
Pyrenees. Does it have an E on the end as well, or no? It's just Pyrenees.
No, that's
Shire.
it. You spelled it right.
Okay,
Hold
actually,
on.
okay. What's down
Shire.
here?
Pyrenees Council.
There
Visit
it is.
Visit
It's
Pyrenees
Pyrenees,
6.
yep.
This would be a good one actually for you guys. So let's see who there. If it Visit Pyrenees, well, you're part of that, right?
Yeah.
So
So
I
it's
would
Mount
expect
Cole
there's going to be a lot of
Cottages.
stuff in here then potentially.
Yeah.
Do we know Mount Cole Cottages?
That's me.
Yeah, that's Greg.
Oh, we know that one. I could pretend I was saying that tongue in cheek, but I wasn't. Yeah. Just let me know who you want me to follow as we go.
Beaufort Cafe.
Yeah, Cafe.
Alana.
That's her. What is
Yeah.
Alana Burge? What's her claim?
She's a tourism person
Oh,
in the
okay,
council.
so that's a requested. It's actually a private account, as it turns out.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Urim being Homestead. I know that's probably
Pyrenees
contentious, but
Pantry
Pantry.
sounds relevant. Grampians
Blooming
Eats.
Fresh.
Bloomin' Fresh.
If Grampians Eats is sort of, I guess. Yeah, anyway, Bloom and Fresh. Okay, yep. Ruby and Ray, we know them.
Yep.
Yes.
Lexington Priory, do you think? I don't know who they are, though.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Get them to follow you back because they're clearly close enough. Instance
Mount
grant, the
Side
senior
Wine.
health service probably doesn't hurt. Mount
Yeah,
Side
Mountainside
Wines.
Wines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sewer Callister Foundation.
Yeah.
That's Vegemite.
People. Regional Sales Victoria, that probably.
Yeah.
All right.
going.
I'm going to because we could spend a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to put
Okay.
this. I'm going to put their link into
Yeah.
Basecamp because they're the gold one for you, right? All you
Yeah.
need to do is go and have a look who they're following and follow all the same people. Where are we? And that's a nice short cut way. What is that one? Why have I got that one? Okay, here. So Instagram following there. And let's see if we can find something similar for Twitter as well, right? So same thing. Again, we want business to business. Pyrenees.
Shire. Second one.
Oh,
Yep.
you've got good eyes, Greg. I've got it bigger on
It's
my
No,
screen.
that's top one. No,
Sorry, it's down
The
further.
Shire, yeah, okay. It's
Yeah.
it's the search thing, right? Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
They're there.
Finish on Council. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this is the gold one for us here. So we look at who they're following. Well, Ballarat Council probably is an obvious one for us as well. Ambulance Victoria. Actually, it probably doesn't hurt with some of these bigger ones. But what we do, often the best ones are down the bottom, just so you know, because that's who they went.
E-bicycle network would be good.
Yeah, Victorian government. So I guess we can go with some of these bigger ones, but ABC Emergency News, Vic Emergency. You can see this one. It's not so local though, right?
No.
So we might need to find something more local at some leadership. Ballarat probably doesn't hurt. This is one of your fellow radio stations. So it probably doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Power FM, ABC Rural.
ABC Landline.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Mitchell Shire, is that further out? We won't need to probably follow the other
Central
shires.
Goldfield Shire Council,
Yes.
maybe.
Okay. If
They're neighbours.
Alexia Boland, did we talk about? Is she somebody? No, she looks like that's more. This might be a little bit Ballarat centric potentially, but that's okay. Sustainability.
What about Pyrenees Advocate?
Where is that one?
Pyrenees Advocate there?
Pyrenees Advocate. Is that somebody you know, or did you see it?
Local paper.
Oh, it's the local paper. Okay, yeah, we'll go looking for that.
Well done, Greg.
I know. Uncanny Annie. There you go. Ellen Kohler. Better Health. All right, that's a good start, but clearly they're not using it very much, I would suggest.
Okay. What about real estate agents? Should we be linking into real estate agents as well?
Well, the
probably
question
on.
Yeah, you can.
Sorry.
No, go. Sorry.
I guess it depends. Like, I mean, I admit I'm not very big on Twitter. I don't got it at all. I know I've got it, but so I guess it depends on where they actually use what they actually use to actually then go. Definitely Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, the good thing about actually, what was our footy club again?
Crows, Beaufort Crows.
Actually, you said Pyrenees Advocate. I'll just search for that before. So the reality is, Twitter was bigger before anything else. Before Instagrams came along, right? But then. And in fact, it's probably slightly more corporate, but it also gives you access to things and people that you wouldn't normally get easy access to. And the main other thing to think about is it just helps place you, right? So those people that are on there, it's 5.5 million Australians on there. So clearly a lot of people use it for different reasons. But so let's just put in Beaufort, actually. Let's see who we can find that and see if there's anything. Beaufort, Victoria, maybe. Victoria, Beaufort. Victoria Oaks, Beaufort West Guest House. Is that any of you? So let's go.
What you've got to be mindful of there, Steve, there's so many Beauforts in the world.
In the world, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Hey, go back down again. A bit further. Look at that. See that one there? Look at that. That's a cow.
Yeah.
There's a girl who used to ride a cow around the Beaufort Street.
So I wonder what this is. Outback. Ringers from the top end. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll give that a like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Given they've, we may as well follow it. It doesn't hurt. It's from Australia, and they've somehow sorted that out. I wonder where they found that. What else we got? So they posted that back in 2022. This is that thing of, it's kind of good that you saw that, Chris, because this is that thing people often say, well, we're not on. Just because you're not on doesn't mean you're not on. You know what I mean? So in this case, someone's actually talking about the town, and now we know. But because they don't have
sorry, Steve, that's nearly as iconic as a Bantry Thunder.
Yeah, you know what? We should retweet. Maybe let's retweet it. It'll be our first tweet. There you go.
I like the Ford in the background there.
Yeah, that was a local Ford. Yes.
Yeah. So there we go. That's our
that
first.
dates the photo, doesn't it, Chris?
There's our first post.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think probably the thinking behind that is it's clearly not going to be quite as easy to find things to follow that are hyper local as what it is on Instagram and Facebook, but it's still a channel that's worth maintaining and owning, and we're going to be putting the
Working on
videos
it.
through and all that sort of stuff. So
Yep.
so that's the connecting. I think we've talked about the benefits in doing that. But as I said, it's probably just the ongoing homework. It's not something that you need to invest 8 hours in a day. It's something that I often suggest. It's often feet up end of the day, or if you don't want to be doing something that's probably more meaningful, just go in there, and it doesn't take a lot of work. It's actually easiest to do it on your phone. So if you've got, make sure that if you can, and this would relate probably particularly for you, Chris, if you add the Instagram app and the Twitter apps, if you haven't already, and be able to sign in. You should be able to, if you've got other Instagram, for instance, then you can flick between the two.
Switch. Yeah, like Facebook.
I doubt you've probably got other Twitter, so you could just, when you go in, you would just say sign into Twitter. I can actually put that up if you wanted to do that now. I can just make sure that you've got the right. We can just read out the password again for you as well, if you want to do that, Chris.
I'm just doing that right now.
Yep.
I'm trying to follow you the best I possibly can under the circumstances.
You're actually sounding more chirpy than when you first entered, so that's good. We're clearly having a positive effect.
I'm turning it on to mute when I've got a cough or clear myself. Okay, so thank you. So yes.
So first, what you would do if you're going in, if you got the Twitter app open, when it asks, yep, you would say sign in, not sign up or log in, and then you would use this destination 3373 as the username. So capital D destination and then 3373 is the username.
Yep. So I'm in.
And you're in, and you've got the password. Yep.
Yeah.
You've got that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in now.
Yeah,
so that's it. So you won't have to do that again. So basically, then what you can do, you'll see there's a search function. If I have a look on my phone, you'll be able to sort of do what we were just looking at on the.
Yep.
So as I said, it
comes up with a lot of icons.
Yeah, so you do your search. So in the search, in fact, last night I was searching. I don't know if you watched the soccer. I was searching to see. There was a Irish player that was particularly good, and I wasn't sure where she was playing, but she was very aggressive, and I wondered whether that was her natural nature, and it turned out it is. Anyway, but yeah, up the top you've got search Twitter. Clearly within that, you can just play with some key terms. So clearly, if there's people that you know and particular names like the local press, any local press or regional press, media. So that's the other one. We thought about the paper. There's regional, your Win TVs and those sort of things too. Maybe even regional TV and as well. So other traditional media.
Yeah.
But clearly footy clubs, sporting clubs, and then Twitter and Instagram both have the same capacity around. You can go looking for who they follow, and then once you can look at their followers or following, and it doesn't matter which one you click on. So you basically.
Can you guys see who that is? Blooming Fresh.
Who is that one?
Blooming Fresh.
Oh, there you go. So they're So
yep.
They're a local business, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's taken over that business, this young lady.
Yep.
And steaming along, isn't she, guys?
Mm.
Yeah, I updated her website listing last week.
Well done. Yeah.
Blooming Fresh.
She actually won an award, Steve, for 2023 local business hero for Australia Post. So she's kicking a few goals.
All right. Well, I'm going to take that as being that. Clearly that's actual fact. Preface Films. Do we already follow Preface Films?
I like that.
There we are.
I know you haven't. Yeah.
There we go. Preface Films. So, and Preface Films, so is another example. There may be some things, but you are Preface Films, so we don't need to go and look at that. But realistically, Rochelle, there's probably some people giving you, at least been near the region and now coming into the region. You'll know who are your similar ones that might be worth checking out.
Yeah.
So that's connecting, and I'll do a write up around this just to remind. But I think that's all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All good.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right. So what I think we might do now, Chris, if you've just had a good cough, so I'm hoping this next little part I might stop sharing at my end, and I just want to get you. Yep. Have a good. That's it. Get it out.
Yep. Right. Sorry.
And then you muted beautifully at the bottom. In fact, you can protect your voice. Only speak if you need to. At the bottom, there's the share button again next to Mike. If you go share,
Yep.
and then you're going to go select your screen. So go entire screen for me, perhaps.
Yep. And it's screen 1.
Yeah.
Because I've got 2 screens.
Okay. Perfect. Yep.
And share.
Okay. Let's see. Awesome. Yep. You can see their screen. Yes, I can indeed. Perfect. All right. And then what would get you to do is just open a new tab to the right for me. And let's see if you start typing Basecamp, if it remembers you've been in before. Just type it up in the top part, in that URL up the top.
I've saved it here.
Oh, you have? You're a champion. Perfect. Okay, yep. So where is it? Oh, whoop. There we go. Perfect. All right. I might actually get you to open it twice. So right click on that blue hyperlink, or just do it again. Yeah, do the same thing.
And
go back to so where you'd saved it. Just open another Basecamp again. All right, if we're going
into that one there.
Yeah, but you've already go to the tab you just opened, the new tab. So do the same thing because you've already got this one.
Or you can just duplicate it.
Yeah. There you go. Click on that one again. Yep. All right. So the reason being, here on this one, you will leave this one as it is, and then I want you to just go to the tab that you opened, the one next to it. Just go to the one on the left.
That one there.
Yeah, go there. Yep. And then in this one, I'll get you to click on the blue hyperlink for me. So the big blue one in higher, that one there. Click on that. Yep.
Oh yeah, that one there.
That's it. Yep. Yeah, and then I'll get you to click on up the top. It says latest project updates, and that's also a hyperlink. Social media website pages. So it's got latest project updates in red.
Yep.
And then underneath, click on the one below it where it says updated the message. Steve H updated the message. Just click on the blue part in the middle to the right, up that one there.
Right,
yep.
that one there.
Any of them actually. Yep. Click on that one. Yep. So yeah, now scrolling up. So get to the bottom of this. So all this does is where we've had, it just keeps things in a thread, right? So the main message is up the top here with all your links and things. So scroll up to the top. And so these are all your links. So just scroll down a little bit for me. So what we want to do is stay here. Yep. So what I'll get you to do is the first thing is maybe let's right click and open up the Facebook page. So up the top, it's going to know the next one. Hi. Yep. Where you are? No, you're in there. Yep. And so
right. Yep.
Slow down. Yeah, right click, just open that in a new tab for me. Great. Just drag it to the right. Yep. Oh,
too far.
Too far. Drag it back. Just grab the actual box that's there. That's it.
Yes. Righto. Okay.
And once we've done that, well, we won't log in there yet. We'll come back and do that. Just go back to the other one. And then we'll go down to the meta suite underneath it. Just right click on that for me and do the same thing. Open that in a new tab and just drag it to the right. Oh, they're all going to say the same things, which is interesting. Okay. And then let's go. Actually, given you're not signed in, so let's click on you first. So yeah, go back to where we were.
There.
Yeah, click on you to go in it. Yep. and you're going to go continue. Yep. Okay, yeah, click on the one there, yeah, I guess. Yep. And then type your password. It's cheap as this is signing in with Google, so it's logging in. So
yeah.
so you don't need to sign in with Google. Just close that. So why did this? What the heck? Just let's just close this. Let's just yeah. Okay. What is this one? Log in with password on the bottom on the left. No. So go left. Yeah. Yeah. Just log in with password. So just do your password again into this part. Okay, and because let's just close the tab to the left because you're not signed in on that other tab, and so the other Facebook one, yeah, just close that because now you're signed in. Okay, and then what I get you to do, so I'll get you to on your shortcuts on the left hand side, you can see destination Beaufort Victoria on the left hand side at the shortcuts. Just click on that.
Destination Beaufort. Yep.
Yep. And
yeah, sorry, I went to the.
It's all right. No, you're in here. That's it. You're in. Okay, and let's switch into that. So on the left-hand side, just switch. On the left, it's got switch.
Yep.
Yep. So you're in the page.
So I'm actually on that page, ready to admin.
Yeah. Owner admin. Yep. And then I think if you go on the left-hand side, if you click on Meta Business Suite on the so get rid of that little dialog box that just opened up. Just close that. Yeah, and then click on Meta Business Suite. That'll open in a new page. Yeah. Is it a bell in the background?
No, it's my phone.
Oh, do you need to pick it up?
It's an unknown call. I'll just grab it quickly. Hang on.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hello, Chris speaking. Hello. Yeah, good. Sorry. Yes, that's right. Yes.
What's this page, Steve?
This is the Facebook and Instagram business. So basically, so you got the Facebook page and you've got a Meta business, which so you can see up the top, it's got Facebook and Instagram up the top.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, that's fine. Yep. Yep. I'll be open. Yeah, I'm just in a meeting. I'm just in the meeting at the moment, but yes, I'm here. Okay.
This is an admin page, is it?
No, this is so this is so it's the view only we can see it. Yeah, the view of this page is something that admins can see. You're right. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Someone driving
No, that's
through.
good. So on this. Oh, sorry, Chris. I think I spoke over you. What was that?
Yeah, sorry. Someone driving through needs some assistance of a noise in their car, so they'll be an hour away.
Okay.
On the
on the left-hand side, Chris, I'll get you to click on that little arrow next to Destination Beaufort up the top. Click on that one. Yep. And then I'll get you to click on the wheel on the right-hand side where that wheel is. Yeah.
Yeah. Settings.
Yeah. And we got a bit stuck here last time, so I'm hoping that time will help us get unstuck. Okay, so Chris has full thing. So this is where we wanted to go. So that in itself is actually positive, right? So what I get you to do is on the left-hand side, Chris, click on Pages. Yeah, that's it. Just make sure that it seems in here that you've actually got.
Working.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And can I also, what I'll get you to do before we go ahead with the next bit is on the next tab, or actually the easiest way is go back to Basecamp, the one that's next to Whereby up the top. the next one over. That's it. And just right click on Instagram, up higher. That's it. Just right click. Let's open Instagram up and just drag that all the way to the right. Yeah. And hopefully it remembers. So you need to log in again. So on the top on the right, it's got login. And no, don't use that. That's not right. So just get rid of that. Go back to Basecamp. Yeah, and copy the destination Beaufort part at the end. So we're going to use the username. Well, actually, in fact, you just type it in. What you could do is copy the password below. Copy that. Yep. And then go back to Instagram. Yep. And then type in destination Beaufort. Yep. Go paste. Yep.
Paste that in there.
Yeah. And then type in destination Beaufort. Yep. Yeah, well, that's right. Yep. Just make sure before you hit login, just go show. Just make sure it is what our password. That's it. Perfect. Yep. And let's go log in. Okay, just go save info in the middle. Okay. Now what I want to do is go to back to the Meta Business tab that's next to here. Yep. And then on the left-hand side, I want you to go to Instagram accounts for me. On the left-hand side underneath, lower.
Yep.
Go there, yep. And, so that's already in there. Okay. That's all right. So we don't have to worry about adding another one. It's already there. Okay. So let's go up above. It's got, so it's just, I wonder whether it's linked how it should be yet, but that's okay. For now, I'm going to just see how it's got people with full control. That's interesting. Click on that destination Beaufort out of interest for me. Just, sorry. Click on the Instagram account there. Yeah. Click on that.
That one?
Yeah. Just click on it. Yeah. And then click on Instagram access next to summary. Click on that. Yeah. And then, okay, just move our pictures or close. Yeah, just move us. People assigned. Okay. All right. So just go. Well, you're already assigned, right? So we don't probably need to do. Just go manage though. Out of interest, click on manage. Okay, scroll down. You've got all full control, so that's going to be fine. So you can close that box. Close that box. I didn't think we had that last time, so that's a positive. So let's go underneath. Let's go up now, up to users, and it's got people on the left-hand side. You can move us or close us.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, click on users again, and then click on people. And as I said, just maybe move us, or you can even close us if we're too annoying. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, because we're here. But let's go add people on the right hand side. It's got add people. Can I get you to do that?
Yep.
Oh, advanced. Yeah. So that dialogue. So just click on it. Yep. That's it. And let's start with let's start with me actually. Do marketer. MARKET. Market. Sorry, it's market.
Go back.
Market.
Go back.
Market. So going to
Go
the
back
market.
one more.
Yep, market.
ET.
Yep.
ER.
Thank you.
At Diffy, DIFY, social. .com.au. All right, let's just go next and scroll down. Scroll down because
Get
just
rid of that
close.
one there.
Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, just scroll down on the right bar all the way down, and click on full. So on that drop down, I think we were able to do this last. So they've got none,
Yeah.
but I want you to go manage.
Manage.
Yep,
Manage. Yep.
and then go next.
On the
And the
bottom.
bottom.
Yeah, and then. So see, it's got select business assets. So click in that middle where it says select business assets,
On the
and
right-hand
on the
side.
right.
Right. This one here.
No, on the
No.
right.
No,
Oh, yeah.
further to the right.
The
Yep.
other right. Yeah, that's
Yep.
it. Click on both of those things.
Other right. Yeah, of course it is.
The
So
two boxes.
on,
Two boxes
Yeah,
there.
just
See,
the
there's two
side.
boxes next to the names. They're
yep.
very
please.
faint. Yeah, click on both of those. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then go next at the bottom, and then go continue. Don't know why
Yep.
it's, and then go send send request, and go done. And then do the same for Rochelle. So on the right hand side, go add people. And Rochelle, can I get you to talk through this one, and
Yep.
I'll go and accept that.
Just type in my email, Chris, which is rochelle@preppersfilms.com.au. No, close. Not quite.
ROCA.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it. Yep. Preppersfilms.com.au.
So close enough.
Yeah,
Next.
looks good.
And
Go
then
down. Go down.
scroll
Yep.
down and click there.
Yep.
Manage. Next.
Yep. Go down. Yeah, press that, both of them.
Tick, tick.
Tick,
Down.
tick, tick. Tick both of
Tick, tick.
those.
And then
Next.
next. Continue.
And
And
send
then
request.
a request.
Can we would you mind Greg being on this? Because
Yep.
I guess I don't use Instagram probably as much as what you might.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
I would love Greg to be on it. Okay, so done.
Done.
Then add people. Info.
Now, this is just a contact email address, isn't it?
How do you?
Right.
How do you?
Info at Mount Cole Cottages. Yep.
Yeah. How do you use? Is that how you use Facebook and Instagram for the business, or for yourself, Greg?
Well, I go into Instagram. I don't use Facebook.
So you're only using Instagram. So I don't think so. Because with this, you need to actually add real people. You can't add their business. It's into the business account.
But
So
I thought this was just a contact. No,
yeah. So under this, so do you have a Facebook personal one by any chance?
Oh, yeah, probably my Hotmail address. Yeah, try that.
So that's
Greg
what I would suggest using, and then it then
I
gives him
understand.
the access needed. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg WJ 2020
2020. Yep.
at hotmail.com. It's really just an email address I keep for things like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
Next.
Yep.
And manage. Next.
Select.
Done. Okay. Yep. Fantastic.
All right.
That's got a few people on there that have got full control.
How long
Happy
does that
about
take to come through?
A couple of minutes.
It should come through pretty quick. So
yeah.
While Greg's looking
Oh,
up,
here we go.
Yep.
Get started.
Yeah, you got to go through that.
Get started.
Yeah. Then just type in all your passwords and accept it all.
Continue with Greg James. Enter your name.
I put my own name. I
Yeah,
just put
so
my name.
it's the name that you are, Greg James. That's right, as on your Facebook profile by the sounds of what you just said. So
Oh, Steve, I don't have a personal profile. I just have Preface Films.
okay.
So when I made it,
Mm.
I just because I don't normally post, or try to not post personal stuff on there.
Interesting. Yeah. So I reckon you do. Remember we were looking at before in terms of the settings.
Not on Instagram. On Instagram, it's like I have my account, but it's
Yes.
just the two.
So you only use Instagram, is that what you're saying? You don't use
No, I
Facebook?
don't use Instagram much.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter. That's
Okay.
okay. So yes, because Facebook owns Instagram, so it's for
Yeah.
this purpose. So what I'll get you to do. How are you going, Greg? Are you in?
I've just got to get my password for Facebook. Hang on, I got to find
Okay,
it.
yeah, no worries. Forgot password is always a good one if you haven't used it for a while. All right, so the next one to go, Chris, and once we've got me onto this, you can hand it over actually. So if you click back to Meta Business, yep.
Yep.
And then go, because at the moment I can't see the assets. So let's go onto the pages on the left-hand side. I'll get you to click on the pages.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure.
click on that.
It's a bit slower. This computer copped a fair flogging last time.
It's better if it's the computer, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So click on the page itself. Yeah, click on that. And then click on page access for me. Okay. Can I just get you to close or maybe just close that little picture that's got us watching you? You can hide that part. Yeah. Hide that because that'll also get rid of it. But even with us, you can see that we're watching what you're doing, but you can just close that. So add people on the right hand side above manage. Yep.
Yep.
And then I'll get you to click on all of us, right? So yep. And then on the right hand side with that sidebar, bring it down, and you'll see there's one that just says everything. So click on everything.
Yep.
Yep. And then go assign.
Steve.
And go done. Yep.
It worked, Greg, because I just got an email.
It said go to no Facebook pages or Instagram accounts. You don't have access to any Facebook pages or Instagram accounts for business for Beaufort. Go to settings.
Oh yeah, no. Well, that's what we've just done. So that's right. That's what it said for me as well. It'll actually it'll change in a second because that's what we've
you've done that.
Yeah, we've just changed that. Yeah.
So done it right now, Greg.
If you refresh it, Greg.
Oh yeah. Now I've got a little tour. Okay.
So now it'll be interesting, but I'll get you to click on Instagram accounts below on the left-hand side, Chris, on the left.
Yeah.
No. So on the left-hand side, go down underneath apps.
Yep. Right. Sorry. Yep.
Okay, and because we've got access to the page, we now appear to have access to that. So I'm thinking there was no ad account associated with this. We're going to create that, right?
So there is no account to debit for Business for Beaufort.
Yeah.
Like they don't have a business account to debit.
So what's the plan around setting up the?
So that's one of the things that needs to be brought up in the committee meeting, because Chris was suggesting that we set up a PayPal account so that any ads for the campaign will come out of the PayPal account instead of any of one of our personal accounts.
Is there a local? Are you assigned? Which bank are you with?
Bank of Bendigo Bank.
Could you not get a debit card / credit card?
I don't know if you can for a not-for-profit.
Pretty sure you can, because Footscray Traders would have been the same.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
We've actually.
I would just ask them. So it's how and what. So I guess then on this basis, while you're trucking along, rather than switch back to me, let's go on the left hand, we can at least create the ad account. So on the left hand side, underneath pages, but what we won't be able to do is have a functioning one until we've added a billing where it can come from, right? So
Okay.
let's actually just right. I was going to say, oh no, that's okay. Let's go. Yeah, that's interesting. So why is that clicking on there? Just that's not the ad account. That's going page access. There is no ad account. So that's
No,
I
actually,
click on it again, just out of interest. Ad accounts business.
yeah,
There you go. Okay. So on the
yeah,
right hand side, let's go add account.
yep,
And actually, you know what? It's probably just as easy for me to do it. Let me
yeah,
record from your side. So let's just close that for now. I'm assuming, and it probably makes sense if I've got. So let's just. I'll turn so that you're not sharing screen anymore, and I'll make sure that I can. It makes more sense that I can sort of do things realistically.
yeah,
So
sure.
let's go stop screen share there, and I'll start my screen share again. Okay, and then so this was what Greg would have initially seen. This will change if I refresh, I hope. Okay, so now I want to go to the business, which again we'll use the little wheel and goes over the top. Let's go all tools. It's not what I want to see actually. Oh, here we are. It's slow on certain things, right? Add account settings, right? Ads manager.
Payment settings.
Yeah, but it's not the right account at the moment. So destination Beaufort. Well, the thing is, there is no ad account at the moment for it. So hang on. Let's take a step back. Let's go business settings.
They may not be able to get a card because it's to sign on their account for debits.
You know, yeah, in actual fact, and like you said,
So that's why they were thinking.
I
of
have a
setting up
feeling when we
account.
did paid advertising, like you said, it was one of the businesses. It was the president's business that they did it again. So it might be something you need to
Discuss.
Well,
ask
Steve,
with
what about
uh, with with council, because yeah, so it's like, how do you yeah, the question is how then, yeah, what's the option realistically?
we've got Steve,
Hmm,
one of the young ladies who works at the bank and is very switched on.
hmm.
He is a member of the business group.
Yeah,
B2B.
I'd have a chat with her. I think that's the best way. Is just
Yeah,
basically it. You know,
Just ask Jody.
is the reality is, and even Bendigo Bank, some of them are set up in a way that they're run by community group, right? So
yeah,
realistically, the I hear you. I understand that is that two to sign. It is that element of, okay, well, what do people do in this scenario? Because
yeah,
you're a not for profit,
yeah,
but you just need to make sure that you can do the function in the way that now that you're being requested. The modern society asks you to function realistically. But let's create this account, because that in itself is so we'll call it 2023 Destination Beaufort. Oh, I actually say, it's not an. Oh, add
So
I.
I'm
Oh,
guessing, Steve,
okay.
this records all the
I'll create a new account is what I had to do. Yeah.
expenses.
yes,
Yeah, well, you get your billing and all that sort of stuff. That's right. So you
And
can.
then potentially you'd load
Mm.
bank account access if we can find a way.
Oh yeah, so that's exactly right. So
Yeah.
you but with
Yeah.
billing, you just you put it, you attach it what account you want. As Rochelle said, most people are either using a um, credit card, debit card, or associated with a bank account, right? So
I'm
in
wondering
actual
if you
fact, yeah.
can put PayPal on it, because that's what
Well,
they.
actually, we'll see that in a second if you like. We'll see the
Yeah.
Thank
options,
you.
so we'll go there.
Thank
So,
you.
and realistically, even that's how from the way we normally get paid, because otherwise, so we actually have a debit authority, but clearly, probably in your case, you probably can't even sign up to a debit authority because at the moment you require two to sign, right? So you'd need to, and I know you were, I think, proficient in your payment, but yeah. So realistically, we normally suggest people use the same account for Facebook that they use to pay us on a monthly basis. Only on the, you guys would understand this as business owners. Otherwise, I certainly started my business out. I probably spent as much time following up on payments as I did doing social media marketing.
So we might be able to do what I do, Steve. I was thinking about that, setting up a direct um, deposit or direct transfer every month,
Hmm.
um, which might make it easier.
Yep. I'm trying to get to
And
that.
just so you know, unlike some of the big corporates and yellow pages, for instance, yeah, we don't lock anybody in. Basically, you just let us know 7 or 14 days, and we basically, put things on hold and that sort of stuff. So, realistically, it's just purely for that function of being able to, not having to have to follow up payments. That's all. So this is the one. So we've created that for this business. Um, all right. So probably on this one, I reckon. Well, actually, because it is a two to sign thing, well, maybe let's do it so that everybody can have access. Um, but to your point, the reason people usually are working with me is to make sure that we only pay the budget that we have for things, right? So people otherwise, it's the one area where people can sort of stuff up a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So by having me as having an eye on it,
Gatekeeper.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just makes sure you don't stuff it up. So yeah, so this is saying, so it's let. I'm going to click on this. So this is actually so we've created this ad account. So that's our ID for the ad account. Put that into Basecamp. So we have that, which I think I might have moved back over to here. Okay. Okay, but let's look at what the options are. So then you can take that back and work that out. What the best. So location and currency is next. That's
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
So what Rochelle was saying was quite right. So
Well, I've
we've
got
got
PayPal.
You have
PayPal
to set it up.
or a direct debit, right? So
Yeah.
we can't do either of those at the moment. Is there an ABN associated with Destination Beaufort?
Yes, there is.
What's
Oh,
that?
yes, there is. Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
What's the ABN for? Not for Destination Beaufort, but for
For
With
B2B.
B for
GB.
B, yeah.
Yeah. Two seconds.
I should have something here too.
I love that's
Yep.
pretty good.
Racing.
There's a voice coming out of Chris's head. It's a female
Yeah.
voice.
Believe it or not.
That's a very handy voice to have.
Okay, so the ABN is 52
Yep.
835
Yep.
309 588.
Might just put that into our so we know that we've added that.
Was there too many fives in there originally?
Yeah, there was an extra 5, but this is right because I've taken it from Cheryl's invoice that she sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a 5 instead of a 3.
Okay, so I'll repeat it. You can see it 52 835 309 588.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have added that, but so we can't So what we might do, I shall click next, because even though we're not going to add anything, I'll just see where it takes us to, and then I'll opt out.
Probably a
Okay,
card
so we're not going
number.
to put that in. Okay. But maybe what we'll do is we'll just take a screenshot, so that probably from a committee perspective, you kind of know they're the two options, and then it's something you can perhaps talk to your friendly banker about.
Yeah.
I'll just make a note of what this is from.
Might be worthwhile putting it in the chat group, or sending Jodie an email and asking her if she can make those inquiries, Chris.
Yeah. Cheryl's always in the bank. She's in there every day.
Cool.
You talk to her.
Yeah, and it's not something we need to we're not
Just
going
for the
to
next
we're not going to
committee
be
meeting.
flying out advertising initially. So it is clearly I imagine a key part of the campaign, given that we've got these videos that we want to get seen wide and far. So
Yep.
let me just, sorry, I'm just saving that little screenshot to us so that we've got that as well.
Taking a screenshot myself.
Okay, cool. No worries. All right. Did you want to do that? Or you done that? Okay. All right.
I've taken a screenshot myself. Yep.
All right. So the next thing that we can do, and how we do actually, we kind of, time is probably not our friend at the moment, but anyway, let's so just so you know, I think what I do, given where we're at, I think what we want to do, and we know that ads is something that why does it do that when you create that? Maybe we've created the account. It always, that looks right now. There we are. Okay, so we haven't got a payment method, but I just wanted to get this so that I do know what the URL is for the ads manager. Right.
Good. Well done.
Okay. So just so you know, I think before we go and do any run any ads, I think we'd book at least another hour. Yeah. So
Sure.
because what I want us to do is we need to create Facebook pixel to be created. That is just a bit of pixel that goes behind the website so that we can help track what's going on. And the rubbish truck's just arrived out front my place. And the other thing we want to do is create a saved audience. And so for both of those things, we go into this same area, right? So it would just be a matter of, I'm sitting here. Okay, that's in campaigns.
You want to create the audience.
Here we are, all tools. So basically, this is where we get that pixel.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm probably able to, pixel is something I could probably create pretty, I can create the pixel. As I said, I won't do it now, even though it's slightly tempting, but it is something that can be easily done. And it looks like we probably don't even need at billing.
Steve, can I ask you a question in a minute?
Yep.
On the destination Beaufort, I've been having problems loading. It's called Google Analytics or Monster Insights.
Yep.
And I don't know whether you know much about it. I may have to talk to you at some stage, because it keeps giving me Mount Cole Cottages info, nice little charts and that, even though I completely log out of Mount Cole Cottages. And when I try and get the similar information for destination Beaufort, it just won't give me that same information. It's like a maze that I've got myself into.
Yeah, and it's something that I understand the maze, but I can't fix your Google Analytics maze. What I can
Yep.
do is making sure that the right pixel and you're right. So I use a guy, and it sounds like you've got a guy, but you're better off talking to that guy around. So your web guy
Sean, I
around
think it is.
Your Google
Yep.
Analytics,
Yep.
with your Facebook pixel and it also provides me that insights information of how many flares are going through.
Yep.
But they can now be synced in some way. So again, I give it to my website guy usually, and if clients don't have that website guy, I give it. And I think you may even know that person as well, Rochelle, which is Wes Towers.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
guy
Yep.
from Uplift 360. So he's he is able to sort of make sure things do the things that they should, but it's not to be confused with your Google Analytics.
All right. So what you're saying is I need to get on top of this because it's not giving us the information that I want.
Yeah.
And obviously landing pages and all that stuff is quite important. So all right, I'll work on that.
So that's probably something for Sean to do.
Yeah, I haven't asked him
possibly.
about Google
Yep.
Analytics, but he because it's just confusing my login with business destination Beaufort, and I can't untangle it. All right, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks.
Right. So this is just planning right up. What I want to do. It's 11:27. Can we spend 15 minutes?
Yep.
Have we got 15 minutes?
Yep.
Because I think what we should start doing is getting some of this communications out. If we perhaps go back to that conversation we were having earlier, Rochelle, where we were talking about, so in terms of what our normal strategy is, and I think what I'd almost when we did quoting right, is that we talk about we use this sort of Monday to Friday, albeit every second day type posting. What
Yep.
I had in mind, and again, just I'll talk it out loud, and then you can tell me no, that's yes or no, that's not what we had in mind. So I think what you were saying is that Wednesdays, which is often the day for clients, actual fact, like Preface, we either do most of our clients, if they're only doing a Wednesday post, that's what we call almost a maintenance, is to make sure people still know this business is operating. And we're just doing a post. In Rochelle's case, we're just doing a post about Preface films, right? But where it came from, and I think we may have even done this with Rochelle in the past, and we've certainly done it with other clients that Rochelle and I have had, is that Wednesday actually becomes about things other than us. So in other words, it's the
Community.
B for B / community interest type post, right? So in actual fact, we're actually sharing something. It could still come from those business. For instance, it could be the business listing, a business listing, but it's not directly promoting Destination Beaufort or Business for Beaufort. Does that make sense?
So it'd probably be worthwhile for that to be, yes, as you said, a business listing, a member business listing, rather than so that way we have that as that's one of the buy-ins for membership, is for us to be able to use their listing to be able to be promoted. So that could either come from the Facebook, sorry, not the website, the Destination Beaufort website. Once we get more of those members' information updated, you guys can jump in. This is just what I was thinking. So that way we have that as part of their buy-in to say, okay, well, this is a benefit. We're going to promote you guys. So there still needs to be more people.
So essentially, it's shop local listings, correct?
Yeah. I guess.
And so even though you want to get more people on, there's at least 6 here already. Is that correct?
There's probably more. as I said, that I'm hoping that if we get this grant, which I'm hoping we do, we have it so that it'll be easier for you to also identify, and that we can say, okay, these are the places that are the businesses that are members, and then we can list those and say, okay, well, this is where we want you. These are the people we want you to promote.
Yep.
But we're just not there yet.
Yeah. No, that's
Because we're
okay.
in the process of it.
Yeah.
Greg?
Oh, Steve, on that homepage, if you clicked on, say, the stay page, go back to destination, go up to the top, click on stay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
these different options. Yeah.
Yeah, stay will do. Yep. Just click on stay. See, I've put on Casa Becca Hontus last week. She's a new member. Bluff Farm's a new member.
Okay.
See, they're ones that are obviously wanting to attract people to come out this way.
Yeah.
So
in actual fact, that would be the same for these as well, right? Stay, eat,
Oh,
drink.
well, yeah, eat, drink, cafes,
Oh, I can see
hotel.
they've got 8 or 10. It actually says how many there is. Yeah. That's all good. No. So in actual fact, I would think early doors. One of the sorry, where do I go here? So what are you interested in? So we've actually got there's 3, right? There's accommodation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stay.
I just use accommodation as an example because someone like Casa, what's her name?
Becca Hontus.
Rebecca. She might think, great, a post that can stimulate
9,
some
8,
future
10,
sales.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So that's the well tried and tested opportunity that you've got. So I think it was 9. So realistically, 10. What's the next one? I think it was the other one. Things to do. Oh yeah, things to do.
Things to do. Yep.
So things to do. And the other one is shop.
Yeah.
I actually think
isn't eat and drink some of the places as well?
So there's a blend of they could duplicate. They could be on both, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So again, potentially thinking out loud, it may actually be. Well, actually, in fact, the other thing is so then we need to have one day which is actually all these videos, right?
Yeah.
So that's maybe the next thing to have a look at. So when so with the videos, is there a logical order for these to run out, Rochelle?
No, not really. I can, if it does help, I can upload them to each. Well, I can upload them, and then we schedule them.
Well, I do that. That's
sorry.
No, that's what I do. So
you can schedule it, or do
the
you
way that
the
way that you can help me is uploading them to the Dropbox.
Okay, I can do that.
So that's how you can really help me. So
definitely.
So I'll put it again in this little well, actually, in fact, I'm going to rewrite it, so I'll remember to do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
But our Dropbox is here. If you can share it either by Dropbox or by if that's not your way of your thing of choice, then even Drive.
Dropbox is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does it all the time. Dropbox.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So video uploads, right? If you upload them, then straight away I put them into. I'm going to create your scheduler in here. Oh, am I not signed in? What's going on here? Anyway, I'm going to put it. Oh, yeah, I am signed in. Okay, I'm going to log out of that. Anyway, the reality is I'll have all your things sitting in Publer, and I can then automatically put them into the scheduler. Yeah. And that's the other thing I'll add, Rochelle and Chris. You'll at least be able to have access to that Publer so you can see what's scheduled and what's coming. I think because of because they are all videos, and whilst I'd sort of suggested in here to do sort of 3 posts a week, the timing of and being able to upload and do, there's actually quite a bit more work in doing that. What I think, and again, you can tell me if you're okay with this, or just from a budgeting point of view, because I'm sort of looking at my time versus what what are we? Well, we've got you on an extra small, so, which is that 282 a month, right?
Yep.
So I think I'm going to need all that time just to probably do a Monday videos into Friday to be posting each week. Sorry. Well, again, the timing, I'm just suggesting maybe doing 2 posts a week rather than doing 3 just because of the nature of the post. It takes a bit more time for me to be uploading and then putting wording and all that sort of stuff in there, right? So,
Happy to do that.
yep.
Yeah.
So
And you're happy
maybe
with
on
that,
that,
Greg?
Yep.
yeah. So maybe on that basis, we'd sort of do it along these lines, right? So, and instead of doing Wednesday, we possibly, and again, I probably for you guys leading into and maybe even maybe do Tuesday, Thursday rather than Monday. Actually, maybe Tuesday, given you're working into the weekend, maybe Tuesday, Fridays is better in a way. I don't know. Again, just thinking out loud in terms of given the nature of whilst I know you're not. I'm probably got Greg in mind more than anything else. There is an element of destination Beaufort from a holiday maker. It makes sense to be putting out and in fact, almost flipping it the other way around, doing the videos on Friday when we're talking about the destination. Oh yeah, is that right?
When are people going to be looking to go away for the weekend? What day of the week?
Well, again, it's sort of that's what I'm thinking is the
Tuesday, Thursday.
Most people are booking at least 2 weeks ahead now.
Yeah, true. So look, it's probably neither here nor there realistically. So, but what I'm thinking is what I'll do is a Tuesday post. So what you're saying, Rochelle, it doesn't matter too much. It's not the right YouTube link. Hang on, this YouTube, as long as actually I might do it as a playlist, a view full playlist. Actually, I might just work my way down. Is that okay? Or work my way up, maybe. Is it gonna matter?
No, I think probably that one there, the Discover Caravan Park and AV Camp, that needs to be priority. That needs to be posted probably at least a dozen times before any others. That was a joke, Rochelle.
Sorry, because he's an RV person. Just
Right.
moving that over now, and I'm just going to change that title. Movies.
Steve, there is an accommodation overview one which covers all the different types of accommodation.
I wonder. I'm just looking at this in terms of and maybe it seems so. These ones that have got
that one.
Yeah. So there's the Discover Our Accommodation.
Yeah. That's probably more important than the individual ones, I think.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the thing. And is there anything else that's a bit similar? Is that to that in terms of Discover Our Accommodation is one? Is there anything else that's sort of a bit more overview? You got see these fishing and I mean they are individual to Discover Our Waterway, skiing, kayaking, relaxation, bushing
fun, individual, discover nature.
Yeah, it's mainly the accommodation that is an individual business.
Okay.
We're hoping as membership grows that we continue to create more content, perhaps for some more of the businesses.
Yeah.
If that's what you. But yeah, it's a little bit of a work in progress anyway.
Well, as I've said to you, you've got incredible amount of content here already. So, but maybe our first one we'll just do accommodation first, and then it really after that one it seems like.
And the Mount Cole, the forest one and the 4-wheel drive, they're very visual.
Yeah.
So
people walk.
And I think that was sitting up the top anyway. So then accommodation first, then I'm just going to work top to bottom, basically.
Yeah.
It looks to me like they're all fabulous, to be quite honest with you. Just as a neutral observer, and just to pat Rochelle on the back, it looks to me.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, it looks to me like they're absolutely fabulous, and what a resource you've got. So, and just so you're understanding, then at the moment, without doing anything different, it looks to me we've got at least 15 plus weeks before we'd ever be repeating ourselves.
Yeah.
So realistically, and understanding the nature of social media, even if we were to completely repeat ourselves in 15 weeks' time,
It wouldn't
people
matter.
other than us would have no clue that that's what we've done, right? So the advantage is going to be is as we get new businesses coming on, well, then potentially we start to add them into the rotation of what businesses we're promoting. Yeah.
Yep. So for the Friday listings, not all of those people are members, but that's what we're hoping.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll need to identify to you, which we can add, which we can let you know
Yeah.
who are members.
Okay. So I'm going to put
yeah,
that in as an action for you guys.
yeah, yeah,
Because my sense is I'm going to start doing this from next week, right? So
yeah,
I can start posting from next week.
yep,
And so advise members. So so they can be scheduled first. I think that's a fair thing to do.
yep. And if
But
I'm correct, sorry,
yeah,
Greg, if I'm right, is the featured listings the members?
Yep.
Generally, there are one that have
Need to
slightly
be
lapsed, like our friend, the newspaper man,
Yeah,
Jim Cox.
yeah,
I don't think I've got to get an update of who's paid, but generally the ones with the featured are paid up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if that helps at all,
get a list
for you to know, but yeah. So at the moment, just as a visual, I guess, trigger. Then those, if you go to, say, for example, stay, if you see the word featured, they're the ones that are currently members.
Yep. Paid up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cheryl's constantly working on that as they come in from the emails or she's checking the
okay.
payments all the time.
Yeah.
We've got new inquiries.
Yeah.
There's one there even just today came in. Just today, Brian O'Loughlin. Hi there, looking to become a member of B4B.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that will be, so the free camp is free. There's no association with that. So that probably needs to be a featured one, Greg.
So actual fact, can I just, part of our call to action then, to maybe to join featured, to join, I'll work this through, to join B4B and be featured on it's basically on our website and across our social, and across our socials. Okay, blah, blah. Anyway, I know what I mean there. I'll come up with a bit of a call to action. So in actual fact, we'll have two calls to action, right? The first call to action with the video is, where do I go to discover more about Destination Beaufort? And that's actually just going to the website. Here, where do I go to become a member of B4B? Is that also the website? Would that also be?
We don't have a link to become that. So that's part of the things that I would hopefully try to, with this grant, is, to get Sean to actually, so there's a login, but that's not right. We want to create a tab or a click somewhere for people to become members. It just needs a bit of time.
So how do they become member at the moment? Do you want them just to contact you, Chris, or contact the president?
There's an email on Facebook.
Yeah, maybe we do that. Is let's go to join B4B. B4B email, and it's just the president.
No, it's not. It's no. It's sorry. It's Beaufort. What is it, Chris?
Beaufort for Business one.
Yeah, it's Beaufort Development Group. Now, if you have a look on your Facebook, the contacts there, for Facebook.
Oh, Facebook, sorry. Yeah.
The contacts there is my phone number and also Beaufort Development Group
And I'll just send you the email
at
by chat.
gmail.com.
Yeah.
And
So you
also
can,
But so
Destination
you're
Beaufort.
saying in this part here? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got
See
it.
it? See, it shows you there.
Okay.
Yeah. See, it
Okay.
says
Cool.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my
Good.
phone number.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
let's
And,
yeah. Okay. Great.
and Steve, if you also look back onto the Destination Beaufort Facebook page.
So what you might actually say, because you'll get these as well, we'd actually probably say DM, in other words, direct message,
Yeah.
Yeah.
email, or or blah, blah. Anyway, as I
Yeah.
said, I'll
Phone or
tidy that
email.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's a slightly different call to action for Destination Beaufort, and that's really just to take everybody to the website,
Yeah.
so
And
they can.
so will these businesses be featured in that listing, in that like that promotion when you do on that Friday, when you tag them or when you post their page for their featured listing?
Yeah.
Um,
Will I actually shout out to them? Do you mean?
yeah. Yeah.
I'll try to if they've got it. Again, it's just probably maybe that again is one of those things that where it absorbs a bit more time. But yeah, I'll I'll clearly it's advantageous. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll look for them.
Yeah.
If I can't find them, then
Yeah. No, I mean it's
so I can.
just from the Destination Beaufort page. So
So when when I'm sharing, so
mhm.
basically I can use something like this. So anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
If I've got this right, so when I go, then effectively I can, if I go searching, for instance, at Destination Beaufort, if they've got a page, it will usually show up, right? So there we are, right? So and so similarly, I have to do, it's a little bit more work to then try and find their Instagram. I often then
No,
need to,
I don't necessarily
yeah.
mean to do that. All I was meaning was just take them to the destination page. So, for example,
Oh
in the
yeah,
stay one, when you're
correct.
featuring Mount Cole cottages, to have that link to go to that particular
That's exactly
page.
what we're going to do. That's
All.
exactly, yeah.
That's all I was meaning, because
No,
that's
but
where the
no, but
benefit is for them as a
yeah,
member
but
to be featured.
no, but what you pointed out is also something we do try and do.
Yeah.
But
If you go
basically,
down,
but to learn more about the Glut Farm, visit
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
So, and clearly
yeah,
on here, I'm assuming then they've got their own websites. But yeah, we're not
That's
going to
right.
take it to their website. We're going to take it to
No.
your website.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah. So
but
yes, that's
that's
exactly
the
what we're going
bonus,
to do.
because ideally, if people see how we're what we're doing, they should contact you, Steve.
Exactly. That's
yeah.
exactly right. Yeah, exactly.
If,
Oh, you're saying, yeah, from my perspective, well, that would be an added bonus. But yeah, no, that's but as you said, more's the point is often the reason I was saying around they're often not is because when they're not on it, and it's a bit
Yeah,
like, okay,
that's right. Yeah,
okay, if we can't find them, I can't find them, and it does make sense to shout out to them because we do want to get their attention because then they're like,
yeah,
if they actually are actively managed, they're a bit
yeah,
like, oh, who's this mob,
yeah,
or that's a nice thing for them to do,
yeah,
if they're already members. So,
yeah.
s-
Anyway, a work in progress, but I think that what we've planned is a good plan. So
so,
I guess ultimately, in terms of the cost, if we're rejuggling how we're going to be managing it, we're still paying you for the 3. Is that right?
well, effectively, we're best paying at a management level of per month at that rate based on how
At the
much
200
the
and
time.
something,
Yeah, so
$80. Yeah,
effectively,
yeah,
yeah, and it may well be. Particularly once we've loaded all those ones, and as you said, moving forward, we may change it slightly, and then instead of using the uh, in future, we may actually, yes, it's worth loading them all the first time, the videos, but the
yeah.
second time it may well be that we just actually create, share the link to the YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
yeah, that's what I'm
So
sort of thinking. We need to
that's
get
the
it
other
up
thing.
at least once.
Put them up in the first place, and then so
Yeah,
then we can work through what might change over time. If all of a
yeah,
sudden we think, okay, let's over the first month or two. Let's see how this tracks.
Yeah.
Then, as I said, once all the videos have been loaded, then potentially what we could do is do it as a third post and just split how and what we promote, in
Yeah.
terms of the things to do and or the businesses, because we
Yeah.
might be getting new businesses coming on. So
Yeah, yep. And hopefully by that stage also we would have I'm going to say we'll have this grant.
Mm.
We'll have everything in I guess a more ordered way so that it'll be easier to post and promote the website with the videos in there, and it'll hopefully just grow with lots more work over this coming year. So it's 15 weeks that will give us
yeah,
that'll take us up to
exactly.
Christmas time.
So it's a good rollout of the campaign. Effectively, you've got 3 months straight away. The things to probably consider from today that we just need to put a line under is, as you said, how are we going to? Because my sense was the other reason why I was thinking too is because realistically, what you've got the potential to do is actually decide which videos you're going to put money on.
Yes, yeah.
So, my suggestion to you is you probably put it on all of them, but you just depend on what sort of amounts you put on them. So I'm suggesting you might, and then you're going to be able to compare and contrast. So you might, let's say we do a $2 a day. So the bare minimum you can spend, and what I would suggest as a campaign, again, I probably should write this in here, is suggest promoting each video. How many videos are there, Rochelle?
15.
15.
It is 15. There you go. So each video, 15. For $2 awareness plus $2 traffic, which will take them to the website to learn more per day. The
For
question
how
is,
long? For a week
well,
or 2 weeks?
well, that's the $1 million question.
Okay.
So the thing is, if it's doing what you're wanting to do, well, then realistically you keep running them. But the thing is, you'll be able to test which one works best, because if you use exactly the same target audience and exactly the same campaign strategy, you'll be able to see which one's giving us more reach, which one's giving us more traffic potentially, right?
Yep.
But my suggestion to you is, we're probably going to have I often suggest saved audiences. You don't want to have them. Ideally, a saved audience is about 150 to 250,000 people. Right. So the reason I can't answer your question is, or how much? Well, the question more is, well, how much did you want to budget around your advertising? Let's say, from a simple perspective, if your budget to advertise was $1,500, let's say,
For the year
for
or
ads,
for
for whatever.
okay.
Let's say
Yep.
your advertising budget, so paid advertising, goes to Mark
Yep.
Zuckerberg,
Yep.
not to me. Although 10% on whatever you spend. So if you do spend 1,500,
Yep.
then for our management we charge 10%.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's
150.
something to be noted. Just so you know, most agencies charge you 40%. Just so you
Yeah.
know, the
Okay.
reason we only charge 10% because often we're the ones we've posted it anyway, right?
Yeah.
We're just kind of trying to track it. So I will make that note just so we've talked about it, and so the committee kind of knows that as well, right? So
Yeah.
10% diffy over and above what we kind of charge. But more is the point what I was saying. So then your budget might be, well, okay, it's $100 per video, right? And I'd suggest to you that probably is something, whatever your ratios look like, that's something you could work at, right? So I don't know what
Yep.
you had in mind,
Have to go back and check.
in terms of to spend on the actual Facebook. But the reality is the difference between, this, Rochelle, I think, the difference between advertising something and just doing the organic post. If we do it organically, even though you've got 1,500 plus following the page, we might get hundreds of people seeing the posts.
Yep.
If we're promoting at that sort of rate, and I'm thinking, one video at $4 at the moment in the first instance, $4 a day. So realistically, then you're likely to get tens of thousands of people seeing it,
I guess that's
and
yeah.
hundreds going to the website. That's the difference, right?
Yep.
So
I guess initially, anyway, once for us to promote the videos, to get them out there, to build that audience is a good thing, and then we can ease up on it because we have to basically look at what money we have available.
So that
and
was
get them
my
through.
sense, is you would maybe each week you'd do your post, and then
Yep.
you'd start the promotion,
Yep.
and you'd promote that first video, might promote to you, even if you did it up until you'd done 5 weeks, let's say. And
Yep.
then, but at the same time, you've started promoting the second video, then you've started promoting the third video. You might turn off the first video, then you start promoting the fourth video, whatever. That's the thing that
Yep.
you might be
Yep.
able to do, is that have a rolling. So you're basically rolling. You may also choose not to turn them off, or you may choose to only turn off the traffic, but keep the awareness running.
Yeah.
For
So
instance,
we probably, I think if there's 5 main themes, I think those would be the ones that we would probably look at promoting
right.
Initially, because then the secondary videos go into like, the actual activities.
Yeah.
And some of the activities like for the water sports, one of them is water skiing, or includes water skiing and kayaking. Now, water skiing specifically can't be done all year round. It can only be done during a period of time, like during the summer months, because of safety and council rules and all that stuff. So anyway, that's something that we'll keep
As I
in
said, I
mind.
don't think I think, when's the next committee meeting? I think there's
In
a
a
couple
couple
of
of
things.
weeks.
Firstly, so I'll send you, for starting next week, I'll send you the invoice, but I'll also send you the easy debit side of things. So then you can work out whether that's something the committee can do. I think you should be able to with easy debit, because again, it just requires the 2 signatures. It would only require the 2 signatures to start with. But anyway, it's a similar sort of scenario with Facebook advertising.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you so that you can work out whether you can add it.
Yeah.
If you can't, then so be it. And then I think we need to have a separate, just book another hour to actually talk through, okay, what are we going to do with the advertising?
Yep.
And when are we going to start it? Yeah. Sound good?
But you're going to be starting to post next week.
But I'm going to start posting from Monday,
Okay.
basically.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, assuming I've been paid for today. Yeah, so
that's the last invoice, yeah.
I think that would have been the last invoice, and I think you may have done that or may not have yet. I'm not sure.
I don't know. That's
may not have with that one. Anyway, double check. May have or may not. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. But yeah, I'll do the one for next week, which is just the monthly in advance, and then you can have a look at that. And as I said, I'll put everything onto the publish scheduler so I can start from next week. And I'll also add, you'll get an invite into that scheduler as well, so you can see the project, Rochelle and Chris. I will use the B for B email.
Oh, fantastic. Well done. Yep. Steve, just go back to your, if you would, the Destination Beaufort webpage.
Oh yeah.
And you'll see there that down the bottom of Glut Farm.
Oh, sorry. With Glutfield. Yeah. Okay,
stay.
Yeah.
So Glut Farm, go down the bottom.
Michelle, I've added the RV camping as
okay. Go back, please, Steve.
feature.
Which one?
Go back again, Steve.
Go back.
Yeah, just go back.
Yeah.
And do Casabeca Hondas. Yep, that one. And go down the bottom. And you'll see the videos probably already there. Is there videos on that one?
No, the Glut Farm might be, but not the Casabeca Hontas doesn't have an individual video.
No,
I haven't actually put Glut Farm's video on there yet.
Good on you, Greg. Okay. Well,
all I've done is I've put the
which other one have you put it on?
Go to things to do.
See, they've got their Instagram and Facebook links on as
things
well.
Things to do.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Now go down there, fishing, Yeah, go and click on the fishing one.
Up the top.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice photo, Dean.
Can't hear
Now
you. But
scroll down there. There's the spoiled for choice.
See, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Greg's already started putting the videos on the website in the right places there.
Some of them,
So
yeah.
this is also a good example, though, in terms of, although that one may be whether I can pick up on photos. Save image as. So they can also go in. So if this had this have been I could actually just post the thing about fishing and actually use this image as a scheduled post, and that's what I'll be doing for those other ones where it's accommodation. I'll actually use an image and or images. Do you own kind of would it be worth us watermarking them with Destination Beaufort?
we can, yeah. That Dean made that photo,
sure.
so I can get
Yeah.
him to do it.
And is that would that be the same with where that, or have these been supplied by others?
Supplied by others.
So maybe are they likely to be concerned if we added watermark to these?
I don't
think so.
No.
See, some of those original photos, Steve.
Yeah.
The original billboard one. Go back.
Yeah.
They're photos that I took a long time ago when I first put them up there.
Yeah. So again, part of my strategy. So when if I'm posting about this club, this would go with it. Maybe, as I said, given if I'm doing, it's one of those sort of things. If I'm doing 2 instead of 3, then again I might put a couple of posts where I can, a few photos rather than just one. So essentially when we're posting about them, we can use a couple of photos. They'll come with the destination both, so it helps watermark, so it helps assign them as well.
And down a little bit further, you'll see the videos being put on that one as well.
And so the videos are down there. So in that case,
videos.
So in the first instance, so again, I'll probably with those ones, I think I'd probably still in the first instance be more inclined when I'm doing the video days in the first instance, just to take them back to the homepage, rather than take them back to the individual where it's more relevant. Second time around, completely, I'll probably just put the link and add the link so you can basically watch and or visit the page, right? So all right.
What we like about the Destination Beaufort website at the moment, if you click on and play that video, it actually goes back to the website.
Where is that? Which video is that?
So any videos, go back.
It's where I could see the golf one, for instance, or the
things to do.
Yeah. Yep. So if you do, the fishing one or the golf one, whichever. Yep. Once you click on that and play it.
Yeah, you can either play it on the site or I can go and watch it on YouTube if I wished. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll play it there. Once it plays it, and then you're finished with that playing, that video, it goes straight back to the website.
Do you have to arrow back, Chris, or you just...
If you opened it up onto YouTube and then click it down the bottom, Steve, if you click to enlarge it,
the YouTube,
click on that one there. Okay, that brings it up in YouTube. As soon as you close out of YouTube, it goes straight back to the website.
Yeah,
it doesn't keep you in YouTube.
No, that's right. So when actually you can either watch it on, that's right. So that's been embedded into the website.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very good.
So
actually, you probably, and it probably wouldn't hurt to do that if you haven't, and you probably are in the process of doing that, but probably on your homepage as well, because the other ones probably it takes a bit more effort and time to get to them, right? So, so that's perhaps something to consider in time. And as I said, nothing's perfect and everything can be improved. So, but it's fabulous. As I said, the stuff you've already got I've got another thing that I need to go to actually, so I might have to
Yeah, sorry.
uh,
Just one quick thing,
yeah.
Steve. You're going to upload all these videos onto all these different sites. So they're going to be just the links, or they're going to be the videos. They're going to be
The
saved.
actual videos.
No, they're going to be shared to those sites, and where it's possible, they'll be added to. The one you can't add them to, where it's not possible, is Google. So you can't actually put it within the Google Map, but we
Yep.
can actually put the link to the YouTube channel in the Google Map. So,
Right. Okay.
so,
Yep.
so just because it's a Google product, and so Google wants you to stay on YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but all the others, I'm assuming size is
They're
okay.
not big. They're only 30
I
seconds.
think they're all short. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're all going to be, yeah. So to your point is that they'll all be as that's what I was trying to
Uploaded.
show you before. Effectively, I have capacity in Publer to add video, not just photo. So that's yeah. So and
Oh, yeah.
it just makes it easy for me to be able to load video and share it across the 5 sites. So you're not in here yet, but effectively once you're in here, I can drag a video into
That's
here and
enough.
share it
Yeah.
across the 5 sites. Yeah.
And they're safe enough there. Well, to a degree, people will people be able to just grab hold of those videos, copy them.
Anyone can do that, Chris. I've actually
Yeah.
posted it in a community group, a business community group, to ask the question,
Yeah.
and I knew that anyway. If anyone wants to steal something, they can.
Yeah, well, the question with it, so and probably just on that, we already added the watermark to all of your videos
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
run through all the videos. Any
yeah,
imagery, that's what I was saying to you, even around the imagery, I can watermark all photos as well. So as Rochelle said,
Mhm.
I often have to do it when I've got clients and they're not sure how to share the download. So you actually go and find somewhere you can actually strip a download off something. Yes,
yeah,
but it is possible to do. Whether people are likely to do that maliciously, you'd hope that there'd actually be more people that are going to share it and use it in
yeah,
a positive rather than a negative capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Understand that.
yeah,
Yep.
if they do that, and often that's something. So really, if they do that, they should actually be attributing it back to Destination Beaufort. So
yeah,
if they've found it somewhere and they've shared it, what good people will do is actually say where they found it and shared it from. Yeah. So, but yeah, we kind of want that to happen. So,
Yep.
yeah,
That's
so
right.
that's all
Yep.
good.
We
Yep.
do. Yeah. And Rochelle and I have discussed this at length on numerous occasions. We want them to share it, but it won't. We won't be able to. Uh, we won't be able to track it to get our statistics.
yeah.
That's
There's nothing we can do about that, Chris. We can. It's only the sharing. So all of the stats we can get will be legitimate stats. If someone basically steals the video, um, there's nothing that anyone can do about it.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
we
just
can
on
only
that, I'll
control
be
what we can show.
reporting as well on your insights. So your first insights will probably be pretty early, to be honest. But the way your insights would actually normally be bi-monthly. So every second month, I would be sharing just some insights on your
True.
stats on how they're going. Um, but and so that tells people, that'll tell you how many people are seeing these videos, how many people are clicking through, engaging with them, that sort of thing, on all platforms, right? Just so you know,
Good.
except, well, on all platforms that I'm sharing information out through. So, and particularly when we're advertising, because that will have a marked effect on visibility and engagement, that side of things. And once we've got the pixel, we're able to measure how many people are going through the website as well. So so we'll know all that. So
Ruby.
yeah. And as I said,
Thank you.
it'll be early days, but we'll actually, it's probably quite good that the next one's due the first week of August from an extra small report basis. And so that report will probably have virtually what is base camp look like, or the starting point look like, before we've really started doing any advertising, and we haven't kind of got into the full momentum of posting yet. So it's probably good to do an early report at the start, as well as that second month report, when we've kind of got things going.
Mm.
But also you'll be seeing links that you can go to at any time and actually look at how they're tracking.
Yep.
But we just can't tee up. What I do have, for ad hoc things sort of beyond these initial once-off meetings, setup and planning. If you do want to set up extra meetings, and yeah, realistically, with clients, we sort of charge what half our normal hourly rate sort of is. So just so
Yep, I saw that in your notes too. So
I'm probably shooting myself in the foot for the advertising one, but yeah, realistically, that's probably what we can do for you. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, as I said, we sort of priced the way that we can't do a whole stack of ongoing meetings, but realistically,
just to get
we do provide all the information so that hopefully you become well aware of where you can find that information in any case. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
We should let you go. I know you've got another meeting.
Yeah, I'll save this.